Let's import crypto prices that automatically update so it's easy to track your trades for taxes. One of the easiest ways to get Google Sheets is to go to your email, come over here to the grid. Once you click on it, use your mouse wheel to scroll down to Sheets, click on Sheets, and then now you're going to want to create a blank spreadsheet. To make this video short, we're going to continue this spreadsheet. Make sure to copy the titles in this correct order. Instead of having to type the date in, we want to be able to double click and then the calendar show up. What you have to do is go to the column of the dates. We're going to go ahead and right click, come down here to view more cell actions, go to date validation, and we're going to add a new rule. So we're just going to go create a new rule. For the criteria, we're going to go ahead and select is valid date. And we're going to make sure that the show a warning is selected so that if you put a different value than the date, you'll get a little red icon to show you that you did something wrong. So go ahead and click OK. So now when you double click in this field, your calendar comes up. To place the crypto symbol in the cell, all you need to do is click in the cell, go to Insert, come down to Images, select Insert Image in Cell. And there's two ways you can do this. One, you can go to Google Images and search for it. Or if you already have it downloaded to your computer, you can do the upload and then browse for your file. For this example, I typed in Bitcoin. Let's go to logo, or you can do icon. And let's use this one. So once you select it, then you come over here to Insert, wait a few moments. Now for the formulas to show percentage and dollar difference. So this is the price you would manually type in for your entry price. And of course, the amount you bought. The current price, we'll show you how to auto import the crypto prices in just a moment. Now for the total, what we want to do is we want to get the price that we entered at, multiply that by the amount. So here you can see the cell reference. So it's this price times the amount gives us how much we paid at the time of the purchase. Next, we have the difference. This is the formula to calculate the difference. So it's the current price minus the entry price divided by the entry price. And that would give you your percentage. Now, when this number comes out, you want to make sure the field is selected for percentage. So you want to format the cell as a percentage. So you just click on this and it'll format it as a percentage. If you want more decimals, which you shouldn't, but you can easily go here or here for more or less. Now this is helpful for the price. So let's say on this price, we could increase the decimals or reduce the decimals, the places. Now to calculate the dollar amount difference, the formula for that is the amount times the current price minus how much you originally paid. Now this sheet updates several times a day, and I'll also show you a few different ways to have it automatically update. And for tax reasons, this is also important, having the date you sold, the amount you sold, and the price you sold it at, so you can track your realized gains and losses, and then also you can show your percentage of your gains and losses. Now these are realized. This is what actually happened. This is after you sold it. All this right here is unrealized gains, because this goes up and down, up and down. But this right here is very important for your tax purposes. And I went in and updated my little titles right here. Now the formula for the realized gains is the sold price times the amount you sold minus the sold amount times your entry price. That would give you your realized gains or losses. Now for the realized percentage, this is your sold price minus your entry price, and that also is divided by the entry price. This will give you your realized percentage, gains or loss. Now to add all these columns up, all you do is once you click in this field, you're going to type in equal sign. Once you click on equal, Google Spreadsheets automatically suggest if you want to add all this column, and you'll see this column highlighted. And all you have to do is press tab. Once you press on tab, it'll automatically select all these fields. So right now, if I were to click on this, at the time of this sheet that I made, it was only up to here. And then I went ahead and added an extra line. All I did was I clicked on the row, then I right clicked, and then I did an insert above or below. For this one, I will do it above, and then it creates another one above this line. Now if I click on here again, it only shows up to 11. This is 11 right here. This is I11. Now if I wanted to include all of this, since I've already had this done, now I can just come over here, click on this. I can either do a 3 after deleting, so now it's selected all, or I can click here as well, I can delete and type 3. So now it selects them all. So now we have these to where they're going to, if I were to put something else in here, it'll automatically update these numbers. And the same thing goes for this one as well. Once you click on it, type the equal sign, and then just follow the pop-up instructions just by clicking tab. It'll select the whole column and only do that column. So if you insert more rows, that will not be updated. Now, to answer one of the most important questions that I get asked quite often is, how do I get these prices here that automatically update? Now, off to the side, we're going to select two areas to place our information. We're going to do a title of URL and XML. And here I do have text in here, but it's hidden. I have it in the white text, so I don't see it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to coin market cap and find a coin. So let's go ahead and select this coin. So once we click on it, it shows the price right here. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to right click on the price, on the numbers. We're going to right click, we're going to go to inspect. And then now this is selected. This shows us the price. So now we're going to right click again, go to copy, and we're going to select copy full XPath. Once you have that copied, you're going to come back over to your sheets, and we're going to have that information on this next line right here. So let's go ahead and do this next line. We're going to click in the cell, then we're going to right click, and we're going to do paste. Now we have to get the URL. So we're going to go back to that same page we just left, and now we're going to copy the URL that's up here. So all we're going to do is click, it selects it all, right click, copy, go back to our spreadsheet, come over here to the URL, then paste it. So now we have it pasted, and you can see that it's up here. But right now I have the text in white. So what you can do is just come down here to an empty field or cell, drag it all the way up, come over here to your text, and then select white, and then it disappears. So now let's go ahead and fill this in. Now, as far as the current price, here's the formula. So it's equal signs import XML, and then it has it from this area over here. Now this T11 and S11, this corresponds to the columns, in case you don't know that. So let's go ahead and do this one, do the current price. I'm going to do equal signs, and we'll start typing import, and automatically starts popping up. So now I'm just going to click on this, and I'm going to select, it's telling you what it wants. And it wants the URL. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the URL, we're going to do a comma, and then now it's wanting the path. So this is our X path. So now we're going to click in this field, and then that pops up. We're going to do Shift and 0 to close the parentheses, and then now we hit enter. We wait a few moments, and then this comes up. And of course that threw me for a huge loop because Bitcoin is not this price, but we're not looking at Bitcoin, we're looking at near. So I put in some fields already, and now what I want to do is I want to copy the existing formulas. All you have to do is do one of them. Once you do that one, you can click this little handle that comes out and drag it down as many cells that you want, and it'll automatically have that formula in there. So once you start typing in all this stuff, this starts populating. And we're going to do that again for this cell as well. All we're doing is just clicking and dragging down. So when you're first starting out, you're going to have only one that you've done. Then you're going to click the little handle and drag it all the way down. So whenever you're typing in more information, it'll automatically generate. Now here we do have a formula. So once we click and drag this all the way down, we do get a suggestion. We're going to click on no thank you. And then same thing with this one. Going to get this and drag it all the way down. Now, the reason it's having these numbers is because it doesn't have an option for us to, this is when we sell it. This is our realized profits and losses area. So if we were to put a number in here, as soon as we put in the number, it should change. And then here we can do the same thing. And then if I don't want to see this, what I could do is two things. One, I could either select it and then delete, or I can change the color to white. But it'll still have the background colors. And next we're going to talk about how to format this sheet. So right now I'm just going to click on delete. So it deletes that information. So now let's talk about formatting the sheet. How do we do this table? Well, for the table, it's fairly easy. All you have to do is click and drag the area that you want. For example, this table. Once it's selected, you go to format, then you go to alternating colors, and then you have this come out. And now you can select whichever one you like. Once you've selected it, you can also change this as well. We're just going to select done, and then now you have your table. Next, let's talk about how we got all this bold and centered. Most people know this part already, so I'll just go very briefly. We're going to click on here to where it selects everything by clicking on this upper left-hand corner, or you can select each individual cell, column that you like, row. So we're just going to click on this so it selects everything. We're going to have the default text. We're going to have this as 12 and this bold. And then you come over here, this is centered. And then once you're done with that, you can click over here. Now, how do we get this red for negative and green for positive? Let's go and just type in a random number, 26. Click outside of it. Then we're going to right click the cell. We're going to go to more cell actions, conditional formatting. And here what we want to do is if the cell is greater than 0, it's going to be green. Done. We're going to also add another rule. If the cell is less than 0, we're going to make this red. I'm going to done. So now this is telling us that this is only for cell J16. So if I wanted to, I can get this and drag it all the way down so that whenever I put in another random number, so let's do negative 25, it changes to red. And as long as you get this handle and drag it, so let's just drag it down here. And now let's do 26 and enter. So that's how you get these to change from red to green. Now, if you made it this far, make sure to smash that like button. Now, there are a few different ways to auto update the sheet. Now, this is not going to be instant. That's very important. This is kind of just a ballpark figure, but it's better than having to manually type in the current price every single time in order for you to see if you're up or not. I found that out really quick. I was manually doing this for about a year or two, and it wasn't fun because I had a lot of coins and having to retype each one, going to each chart, that wasn't fun. So this helps me out tremendously just to kind of get a ballpark figure, if it's up or down. So one thing you want to do, come over here to File. You're going to go down to Settings. Then you go to Calculation. Now this works with these functions. Now I don't have these functions on my chart, and I believe that's why my chart doesn't get updated as much. But you come down here to the drop down and you go to every minute, and then you go to Save Settings. Now I did notice that my chart would update periodically throughout the day. There is no refresh button here, but we're going to work around that as well. So what I would do is I would open another tab, be on that tab for like an hour or so, then come back to this tab, and then my prices would update. That's one way to do it as well. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you this over here. This is a macro. So a macro, what it does is it automatically repeats the same thing you just did. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit smaller, just so I can come over here and show. So what I want to do is I want to delete this column. So once I delete it, the values go away because they're all dependent on this. Now to undo that, all I have to do is this button right here, undo, and then it reloads. So one thing that we can do for this auto update, we can, and of course the auto update is so that you're not having to manually type in every single one. What we can do is come over here to the extensions, go to macros, record macro. Now it's recording everything we do. It doesn't matter how long we're on this chart or screen or what we do. Every mouse click that we do, it records it. So right now, it hasn't recorded anything because I haven't clicked anything. So what I want to do is I want to click on this field. Well, let me click away from it. It's recording everything I'm doing, but it doesn't really matter. So, because I haven't done anything. So now I'm going to click on this field again. Once I clicked in the field, I'm going to go and delete. So let's come over here to edit. Let's go to delete. And let's just type in values. Well, let's do column T since we're in column T. So it deleted everything in this column. Now what we're going to do is we're going to undo that move. So now we're going to undo it. And now our values come back up. They're refreshed. And now I'm going to come down here to save. And then we're going to save this one as refresh prices. And then I'm going to put 01 since I already have one already. And then you can also do a shortcut as well. So you can do Control Alt Shift plus a number so that you don't have to click on where I'm going to show you. So we're going to do save. So it's saving the new macro. You can also edit the script. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to extensions. I'm going to go to macro. Here is the new one that I just did. So I'm going to do refresh. So it's running the script. The script is finished. Now, very important to know that when you're running this macro for the very first time, it's going to ask you for authorization. So all you have to do is say, okay, select the account that you want. Of course, this is the account that I'm on. And then it's going to say, okay, do you allow it? And then you just click allow, and then now you're able to run it. Now, you will notice that on CoinMarketCap and this current price, the prices will be different. It's not instant. But again, this is more of a ballpark figure, and this is much better than having to go to each individual coin to see what the price is. But when you actually sell it and have realized profits and losses, this will be the accurate amounts. So I was thinking about using this Auto Refresh Plus page monitor. However, I am not going to use it because it reads all of the data on all the websites, not just the one page that it's actively on. So for that reason, I'm not going to use this. Another option is if the current price isn't updating as fast as you like, you can always do the refresh button. You can always do the reload button, or by pressing F5, or you can simply close out the page and then reopen it whenever you want a current updated price. But I find that leaving this page open works for me. Every time I look at it, prices are usually different. And then when I'm curious about my prices, I'll reopen up the tab, and then of course the prices will be updated. Now, if you want to know the top 5 time frames that most successful traders use, watch this video. And in this video, here are the top 3 do's and don'ts when trading. If you like the content that I provide, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and say hi to me in the comments. My name is Joe, this is TradingIntuition, and we'll see you on the next video.